Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to some more Black Ops 3. Today marks the day of a brand new series I've got for you guys, and it's also the first day of spring, so it's a good day, it's sunny outside, and I'm in a good mood. The new series that we're starting today is an I Play Your Way series, where you guys suggest class setups and specialists and different things for me to use, and I try and get some gameplay for you guys with those specialists, with those class setups, and try and play as well as I possibly can with what you guys have suggested. So the first one I've got for you guys today is a Brecci class, which is called the Shotty class. This was suggested by a subscriber called Isaac. The setup that I'm using in this video is firstly the 205 Brecci, which I'm sure you guys can see from the gameplay anyway. The attachments I'm using on this are laser sight, rapid fire, extended mags, and long barrel. My first perk is blast suppressor, then I've got tracker and cold blooded, as well as sixth sense, which is a pretty good combination for this sort of class. What Isaac was actually asking me to do was to answer a question every time I died. What I actually did is I answered some of those questions in the Q&A. So if you guys haven't seen the Q&A, make sure to go and check that out. I released that about a week ago, so make sure to go and have a look at that if you haven't seen it already. So what we're going to be doing today is not answering those questions because I've obviously already answered them, but I did manage to play pretty well. I think I got 6 deaths overall for a decent amount of kills, so it went down pretty well, and I got my Wraith almost straight away. I think that was from my first death, so before I even died once I got my Wraith, and I was pretty happy about that. It was actually going down really well. I find with a 205 Brecci you can either play really well with it and just pop off, or you can really just suffer and not do well. Obviously it doesn't one-shot kill ever, I don't think it ever can one-shot kill anyone, which is always pretty annoying, because that's the one thing with the Argus. You just aim down sight and you shot, and you know the enemy's dead. But with the Brecci you just got to spam that trigger, as you can see I'm doing here, just spamming these guys. Nice little triple kill. One of them manages to get away, but it just pops off big time. I'm running the Dante camo on this now. I've made a bit of progression over the last few streams with the Brecci in terms of camo. I think I may be up to the integer at the time of recording this video. But yeah, we've still got a bit of work to do. I'd love to get this up to gold sometime soon, but it's just all about those headshots, and it's a bit harder to get headshots with this than the other shotguns. Obviously with the other shotguns, well, with the Argus all you have to do is one-shot kills, but with the Brecci you actually got to go for the headshots, so it's a little bit harder. So the laser sight on this is probably the best attachment in my opinion. It just is by far the most needed attachment on the Brecci, because you're never aiming down sight. I pretty much always keep my finger off the trigger and just use my index finger for jumping, because I'm running a bumper jumper setup on my controller. I'd suggest that for you guys if you're trying to learn to get a bit better or learn to play a bit better. Try and run bumper jumper on a PS4 controller. That's just so helpful, because you actually jump with your trigger, and it's pretty useful. You can kind of jump around and aim at the same time, and it's really good. So I definitely recommend that. But yes, that's what I'm running. I was never aiming down sight with the Brecci, always just jumping around and shooting at the same time and spamming that trigger. So the laser sight helps me to be accurate when I'm hip firing, which is always great. Rapid fire, again, just helps me to get those shots out really quick. You guys, obviously, you may just think it's the trigger finger, but it actually is limited. So even if you are really good at spamming that trigger finger, it will be limited unless you're running rapid fire, which slightly increases the rate at which you can fire. So that's always pretty helpful and pretty useful. Extended mags, obviously, really useful as well, because you can just spam all day long. You just basically spam at these guys and get as many kills as you can. And it's a pretty successful attachment. Like, you always need extended mags with the Brecci. It's always a great one to use. And finally, long barrel just increases that range a little bit. It does make it a bit better. Obviously it's a shotgun, so any extra range you can get is helpful, but yeah, obviously it's not the most needed thing, but it's pretty helpful during this gameplay. Now in terms of perks, I'm running blast suppressor, which again helps you to be a little bit more sneaky around the corners and when you're boosting around the back. You guys see in this gameplay sometimes I manage to run right into their spawn, get nicely behind these guys when they're all bunched up, and yeah, it's really helpful. If I wasn't running blast suppressor, then I probably, you know, they'd know where I was and they'd be able to see that red dot on the minimap, and that would get me wrecked. So yeah, definitely a handy perk to have in there, and a pretty good suggestion from Isaac over here. There we see, I actually get the integer camo just there. So that is where, or somewhere abouts I am with the camos on this 205 Brecci at the moment. Obviously got to do a bit more work to get the Policia, and then work for the Ardent and those sort of things, Chameleon, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, camo work is going in. I'm making good progress at the moment, and if you guys haven't joined the streams recently, then make sure to jump in because they're a load of fun. I like to answer some questions. But damn it, I managed to pick up a death from getting knifed there, which was probably the most frustrating thing. Obviously, I'm trying to keep my deaths down as low as possible during this gameplay. And yeah, we just get the 6th, which is so frustrating, but it's alright, we didn't do too badly, and we did get a lot of triple kills, and I think even some quads over here as well. The other perks that I'm running are Tracker, which is where you guys can see the footsteps. I'm sure you've seen that used before. That's actually pretty useful for a shotgun because you're always hunting people down and running around. So Tracker is actually a lot better than I thought it was, and that was another good suggestion. One I always run is Sixth Sense. I don't know why a lot of people don't see this as that skillful, but Sixth Sense is so useful to me because when I'm below in a building or walking around, I know when someone's close to me, for example this guy with a knife, running after me, that my Sixth Sense pops up on my minimap. I know that someone's there, so it kind of automatically makes me look around and check if some guy is really close, if someone's running at me, if someone's trying to, you know, come and kill me. And also, again, if you're in a building, you know when someone's upstairs because you can see it. It's like a little bar at the top on your minimap, so you can just kind of walk upstairs and you know that someone's going to be there, so you be extra careful and you can pick up those kills. I am running the Purifier Specialist. Isaac didn't actually suggest a specialist that I should have used with this, but the Purifier does pop off. It is pretty good in these maps. I'm getting a bit fed up of it. I have been using it the whole Prestige as I used my unlock token on it, so I have started mixing things up a little bit more now. But the Purifier is great when you get in small rooms like this and you can just spam it and absolutely wreck when these guys are all bunched up. It's really, really useful. Just spam it around corners and you get those kills. The other team were really strange during this game, I can tell you guys that. They like, a lot of them seem to really bunch up. You can see at points there were like 4 or 5 of them sitting in one area all together. So that was quite handy for just spamming my trigger and getting a lot of kills. But yeah, these guys were kind of playing a bit strangely. They weren't bad though. Some of these guys were alright. But yeah, that was pretty handy, and I got some pretty awesome clips with these guys all bunched up in one area and me just spamming that Brecci trigger, the extended mags coming in big and me just popping off big time with this gun. The final thing that we're running is Cold-Blooded, which again is useful to be sneaky. But there we go guys, that is the end of that gameplay. 37 and 6. Absolutely popped off with the Brecci. I love this class. Really good suggestion from Isaac. And again, guys, if you have any ideas, any class setups you'd like to see me use, then please comment them down below because I'm really looking forward to carrying on this series and carrying on doing some awesome class setups. Even some hard things like pistols, knives, anything like that, guys. Make sure to suggest it. I'll have a look at all of them and take the best ones into account and try and play with them. But there we go, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe if you are new around here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.